Welcome to Cursive Writing. This video is going to show you how to write every single letter in the alphabet as a lowercase cursive letter. So I'm going to start with the letter A, and the letter A starts here in the middle, curves around, we come back up to meet it, we retrace down to the bottom, and curve up to leave a tail. When we do our words, and we have multiple words on a page, we need to make sure that we're leaving our finger spaces, just like we do with regular printing handwriting. So I'm going to leave my finger space, and then I'm going to try the letter B. And I remember that the letter B starts at the bottom, and we make a tall loop, touch the bottom, and come back up to the middle line, and put a little hook on it. I'm going to leave another finger space, and we're going to do the letter C. The letter C is just like the letter A, but we don't close it. So we can almost skip that last step, right? So we start here, and we curve, and we just put the tail right on, right? Leave my finger space, and I'm going to do the letter D. The letter D starts on the middle line again, curves around, and then we close it, but we go all the way up to the top and then retrace all the way back down to the bottom, and then we put our tail on. Finger space. The letter E starts at the bottom, curves up with a tiny loop, down, curve, tail. Okay. Then we have my favorite letter, the letter F. We start at the bottom, curve up to make a loop, come down and drop way low, close that loop, put the tail on. Then I have the letter G, which looks just like the letter A, but I have to drop it down low. So I have my bubble, drop it down way low, close the loop, put the tail on. Last on this row is the letter H. And remember, the letter H is just a tad tricky. We start at the bottom, we curve up and come down, and then we have to put the hump on with the tail. When I run out of room, I don't want to keep squishing letters. I'm going to come back to the next row. The letter I starts at the bottom, and we just come up and touch the middle line, retrace, back down, and put the tail on. It's like the letter E, but without the loop. And then I need my dot. And my letter J, curve up, touch, drop it way low, close the loop, put the tail on, and put my dot there. Letter K looks just like the letter H, but we need to close that bubble. So I'm going to curve up, come down to the bottom, stop, curve, close it, drop it, put the tail on. It's almost like the letter K has a belt on. Letter L is super simple. It's like the letter B without the tail. Curve up, touch, bring it back, touch, and stop right there. I don't have that hook like the letter B. That's how we tell those letters apart. The letter M. Oh boy. Okay. Now if you remember, the letter M has how many humps? 1, 2. 2 humps. But when we do it in cursive, the letter M has 3 humps. Start at the bottom, curve up, hump, curve up, 2, curve up, 3, touch, and tail. Move over. Now, when you look at the printing, N comes next, and how many humps does that have? I only see 1, but cursive has 2. Start at the bottom, hump, hump, tail. The letter O is a circle, but slanted, right? So we have the circle, we close it, and then we have that fun little loop right there. And our loop ends on that middle line. We have the letter P, which starts at the bottom, curves up and touches, then we bring it way down, close the loop, put a bubble on, close that bubble, and put the tail on. And then I'm gonna put the letter Q right here because I still have enough room and I want you to see the P and the Q right next to each other, right? So I start up here this time with the letter Q. And I curve around, touch the bottom, and close. And then I drop it way down, close that loop on the other side, and put the tail on. So if I hid this right here, don't those look so similar? P's and Q's. Ran out of room, so I'm gonna slide back over here. Now I have that tricky letter R. It's my least favorite letter, that's for sure. Start at the bottom, curve up, quick little slant, curve down, bring the tail around. The letter S has a belly. Curve up, close that belly, and put the tail on. The letter T is tall with no loop. We trace it all the way back down, put the tail on, and now we can cross it. Notice how my cross is not way down here on the line. It's floating halfway between the middle and the top line. Here's my letter U. That looks nothing like the lowercase letter u in printing, right? Curve up, hump, hump. Oops, that's the letter W. See, I made a mistake, so I cross it off. Here's the letter U, hump, hump, step. Now I'm going to do the letter V, which goes the other direction, just like a hump here on an N. So we start down here, upside down hump, curve, touch, and that one has a little hook on it. Then I'm going to do the letter W, curve up, hump, hump, and this one does get the tail. I almost made that mistake over here. Notice again, the U and the W look super similar. We have that little hook on the W, which is how we tell them apart. And then we have the letter X, there's my space. So I have my hump, curve, touch, and end, not with a tail like the V, but with my slash, my slant. Okay? I'm gonna move the letter Y down here so that Z is not lonely. Y starts at the bottom, curve up just like the letter V, and then we curve up and stop, drop it way down, close that loop, and bring it back up. Then I finish off with the letter Z, hump, half hump, drop it way down, close the loop, bring the tail back up. Okay? Check it out, those are all of the letters. There's gonna be a picture of without that letter that I messed up on. Picture of all these letters for you to use as a resource to practice writing your cursive lowercase letters.